Hello, this is your host Ethan, and you're listening to 3 Ps in a Podcast. Please note that this episode was recorded during the spring 2026 semester. As a result, certain dates, announcements, or events mentioned throughout the episode may no longer be current. Happy listening. This is an interview conversation style show where every episode will consist of a guest. Each episode aims to uncover who they are, focusing on their ambitions, goals, and their future. I like to call it students versus the real world. So overall, take this as a convenient way to learn more about your fellow peers here at UNE. Let's dive straight into our next guest. So without further ado, introducing Alyssa.
Hi, everyone. I'm super excited to be here.
How are you doing today,
Oh,
Alyssa?
I'm doing so great. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. All right, I will leave the floor to you to describe yourself. Usually what I'm looking for is major and grade, most importantly. But if you want to include other things about you that you really want to for some reason, go right ahead.
Okay, perfect. Let's get started. So my name is Alyssa. I mean, I'm pretty involved here on campus, so I feel like a lot of people might know me. I'm a junior here. I'm studying medical biology in the pre-physical therapy track. I also just added a minor in business, which is a huge change to me. And yeah.
Perfect. And do you mind telling us what you're involved in here at UNE?
Yeah, so on campus, you might find me doing a bunch of different stuff. So I actually just started a club this past year called UNE Strong Her. It's a women wellness focused club. So on campus, we put on educational classes ranging from hormone health to working out on your period. It's just any topics relating to women's health. And it's open to women and non-binaries. We also have a full body HIIT class that we offer every Tuesdays, which is super exciting. We program that all ourselves. And then I'm also involved in Pulse. I was the president, so this past year we actually went to Costa Rica, as you may know, Ethan.
Of course.
Always a good time, always a great experience getting to work there. And then I also work as a personal trainer here on campus, and I also work as a tour guide in admissions. And then I'm in a variety of other clubs as well, so I can just list them. UNE Giving Tree, American Medical Women Association. I think that's it.
Yeah, it seems like a
maybe.
lot. I think that's enough.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get back into those later in the episode, but before we continue, I do want to introduce a segment. It's called Corsi Valves, and I'm sure you know what Corsi Valves are.
Oh, yes.
So for those who don't know, Corsi Valves are that survey that you're given at the end of the semester to rate your professor, materials, the classes itself, etc. My twist on it is that since I always have a guest on, usually once, I like to open it up for them to talk about a class of theirs that they've taken either right now or a class they've taken freshman year or something. So what I'm looking for is any class that pops to mind. It could be a class that you really enjoyed, you really disliked, or like some certain like specific event occurred in a certain class that was really shocking, embarrassing, or whatever, frustrating. Anything. And if you have one in mind, we would like to hear it.
Okay, when you said an event that happened, something immediately came to mind.
Oh, I'm so excited. Okay.
So this is like a little funny story. So this was actually my first year. It was in my calculus class. So mind you, being a medical biology major, math is not my thing. I'm more science heavy.
Yeah.
So already that's a downfall right there. Brand new professor. So this was his first year at UNE. He's no longer here. He actually left after this first year. But I had just taken an exam and I didn't do great on it. And I knew I didn't do great on it. So I was like, it's fine. Like, it's one exam. Like, it won't be the end of the world. Like, I can just do better next time. I get up to go turn my exam in. This isn't previously known as ACHS, now ACAS.
Yeah.
Yep. I get up from the lecture hall seat. I go to turn in my test. There's a little, the little steps in that lecture hall, like to go up?
Yes.
I went to go take a step down it, and I fell straight on my hands and knees. Very funny.
That's it.
That's
Yeah.
literally how I feel.
Yeah. And the whole class looked at me. Everyone's head whipped to the side. And I literally looked at them and I said this out loud. I said, well, I just failed and I failed that exam. So,
Alyssa.
and to this day, that might be my favorite moment because, like, people, like, from that class, like, it was my first year. Like, I was embarrassed, obviously, because I was brand new to the school and a lot of people didn't know me. I'm trying to make a name for myself. And here I am falling in the middle of class in the middle of an exam. But I think the way I reacted to it just, like, made everyone laugh because I just fell straight to my hands and knees. And I just, like, sat there.
I am so happy you shared that story with us.
Yeah.
That you're currently the only one that's actually like shared an experience like that. So that was very entertaining to listen to.
You know, like, to this day, people still bring it up. You remember when you fell in calculus? Yes, I remember.
Yeah, you think
Trust
Alyssa
me.
would forget?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Just a quick fun thing. If we were to go looking for you, where would we find you the most and why? Usually I'm looking for somewhere on campus, but if that doesn't apply to you, you can certainly do something off campus.
Funny that you asked that question because I'm actually known as the gym girl. You might know that.
And I'm going to ask, did you come from the gym before this?
I just did come from the gym. Yep.
Okay.
I probably am in the gym at least twice a day and at least probably 2 hours each time I'm in there. And that's not even on top of like my personal training or like my fitness classes. That's just for me personally when I'm training. Yeah, I'm often known as that. So people who don't know my name, they call me the gym girl. And I've had plenty of people tell me that. They're like, yeah, I didn't know your name at first, but you were always in the gym. So we just refer to you as the gym girl. I'm like, okay, like that's not a bad thing. Like I could be referred to worse. And like I love that place. So whatever.
This is Alyssa, the gym girl. So if you see her, that's the gym girl.
It is the gym girl.
I didn't know that, by the way. I did not know you were called gym girl. But I knew you went to the gym pretty often.
Yeah.
So I guess that makes sense.
I think it's a lot of like the younger kids call me the gym girl.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Which it like working orientation, like not everyone knows your name, but like they would see me there and they would see me from orientation and just be like, gym girl. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then one last thing. Do we have any summer plans with our semester wrapping up real quick? Are you looking to go home? Are you staying on campus? Are you doing anything to pursue further in your career to help set you up? Where are we looking at?
Great question. So I have a lot going on. This is the summer that I applied to grad school.
Ooh.
I know. That just sounded like the summer I turned pretty.
I almost thought of that.
I was thinking about that when I said that. But yeah, I applied for grad school in June, actually. So I'm super excited. I have almost all my stuff. I just need to finish some shadowing hours, which I hope to do. And I'm still continuing to work on that throughout the rest of the semester. But I still want to continue in the shadow hours throughout the summer as well because I think it just gives you good experience. And also I can branch out and shadow different people as well. Also, I'm working orientation this summer as well. So I'll be back on campus for a little bit. So probably from middle of early June to late June, which will be nice. And I come back early for fall orientation as well. But I'll have a house, so it'll be a little bit different.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's going to be so exciting. Do you want to share what schools you've applied to for grad school, or do you have any in mind that you're applying to?
Yeah, so I haven't started applying yet, but I have looked, and I'm looking at UNE, BU, Tufts, Medical School of South Carolina, and I have a variety of other ones, but I'm mostly looking more in the New England kind of region.
Do you have a favorite that you want?
I personally would really love to continue my time here at UNE. And if not UNE, I'm hoping Tufts.
Good choice. Good choice. All right. So we'll slowly pan into our next segment, which is what the whole episode is about, the whole podcast is about, what you're planning on doing career-wise, your endeavors, so on. You've already answered most of it, but why not continue? So I do want to ask first, why did you pick UNE? If you had any other college on your list, why this college over them? And just share a bit about this place.
Yeah, great question. So actually, I didn't even know I wanted to go to UNE. I applied here on the last day that you could, toured the school, and I found it was beautiful. And I loved like the fact that they had a med school and they had all these different grad schools. So at the time I was planning to go to med school, and then I decided I didn't want to go to med school recently and wanted to do physical therapy. So at the time it was a great option because of the med school and the beauty of the campus. I'm also from Maine, so it's about an hour away, not too far. I applied to a bunch of other schools. I got in, but none of them screamed at me like UNE did, and like the variety of opportunities UNE has to offer like in the medical field, and like the connections that we have within Portland. Like you can work at Maine like general for a bit if you choose. So I think that's a great option.
No, I feel like that's a reoccurrent pattern I've seen with the many episodes I've recorded. It's one, the UNE is beautiful. It's a beautiful campus, and two, it's the fact that they're connected to an actual med school as well in Portland. So I feel like those two factors really drive people to come here, especially also to add on travel abroad, their Morocco program, which Alyssa, you've done. So if you want, I would love it if you could share a bit about your experience in Morocco, and if you saw that, I guess like, how do I word it? Like molding you into like a new character, like molding any new aspects or skills from there.
Yeah, Morocco is definitely one of the best experiences of my life, and I would do it over and over and over again every time if I could, because it was just so great. But when I first started looking into Morocco, I wasn't sure if I even wanted to go because I was quite worried because my best friend wasn't going. And I was like, oh, who am I going to go with? Like, how am I going to be fine being by myself? But I think that was the best decision going, is being by myself. I had a great group of friends like you, Ethan.
Yeah,
we traveled a lot together on the weekends.
What was your favorite country?
Scotland.
Good choice.
Yeah. Was that yours?
Absolutely. That or Italy.
See, I didn't get to go to Italy.
So sorry.
Yeah. I need to go. I've heard it's beautiful there. If it wasn't Italy for me, or not Italy, if it wasn't Scotland for me, I would say it was probably Ireland.
Ireland was great too. I recommend for those who go, I don't think it's really worth it to go on St. Paddy's Day. That's when we went.
No.
It's because the parade was so Americanized. Like there were schools, like there were Florida schools, there were North Carolina schools, there was, I think, schools from California. It was just like, it's cool to watch, but if you really want the authentic, like is that kilts thing? Is that an Irish thing or is that Scotland?
I think that might be a Scotland thing. I'm not sure.
I'm not gonna. I will. Yeah. So if you're looking for like authentic, like St. Patty's stuff, the only thing I would say is just go to the pubs.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The pubs are like where it's at. Just like I said, the parade was amazing, spectacular, but it wasn't as like great as I wanted it to be.
No, I agree. I mean, it was fun to definitely see. I definitely would not go back again to do that. Like,
no, I agree.
Because we already saw it. But I think it was still nice to see. And where we planned it so far in advance, like, I wasn't mad about it as well because it was definitely cheaper because of how far we planned it. But yeah, back to the Morocco thing.
Yeah, so sorry.
No, it's okay. Back to the Morocco thing, I highly recommend it because I think it's a great opportunity to learn about other cultures. And then it kind of forces you to learn about yourself as well. So where I was leaving my best friend, I had to branch out, find new friends, make greater connections. And I also used that time to learn a lot about me. So I'd be waking up early in the morning. I'd walk on the treadmill, do some yoga, and listen to a podcast. And then throughout the day, I would go to my classes. Then I would read my book and work out and then try to explore as much as I can. And I think that was like the best opportunity that I've ever had because back here in Biddeford, I would never go and walk on the treadmill in the morning listening to a podcast and doing yoga. Like that was just not happening.
That's a fair point, yeah.
Like as much as I want to do that here, it's just realistically like I would not do that here because the treadmills were right in our dorm. Like that was easy enough.
Yeah. It was like 3 steps away.
Yeah, exactly. So that was probably like the best part is being able to use that and like find my identity almost. And it forced me to learn and like learn what I was looking for in myself, but also what I was looking for in others.
Beautiful. And do you have any quick advice you want to give to those that are thinking about traveling abroad, especially those whose plans like fell through, like for your instance, your best friend not going, is there anything you like to, I guess, like relay to those?
Yeah, definitely don't hold back. Life is so short not to take advantage of the opportunities that you're given to you. So just because something doesn't seem to work out in the way that you want it doesn't mean that it's not going to be great as well, because you get to learn so much from every experience that you're given that you might as well just take it and take what you're given and learn from it.
Absolutely. Good, great, amazing comments from you. So for those who don't know, I want to bring this up. You were going originally to med school, right? You were pre-med, and I don't want to say recently, but like last semester, or was it like last semester you changed your track to PT? I want to dive more into that. What was your reason for changing it?
Yeah, a great question. So all my life, I've always wanted to go to med school. I was always told being a doctor would be great. You make a lot of money. Yeah, you make a lot of money. The hours suck, though. So it was definitely, I had to do a lot of self-reflection. I think over the years, I've learned that life is not all about money. It's about happiness. And I've definitely found that I love learning more about how the human body moves and healing it in the way of movement. As you know, like being a personal trainer, I learn all about movement patterns, and I can really see how like those help people. So I took a step back and I was like, do I want to go to med school? Is that actually what I want to do? Do I want to prescribe people medications, or do I want to heal people by allowing them to move their bodies in ways they didn't think was possible and get back to where they might want to be? And I realized I wanted to go more down the route where I can allow people to utilize their own body as medicine, allow them to move in a way that they didn't think was possible, or even just heal in a different type of way, whether that's like mentally and spiritually through the movement, compared to going to med school and where you're more focused on like prescribing different type of medications. And I also love the fact that physical therapy, you can see your patients fully through. I'm definitely like the kind of person that I like to see the progress, and I don't want to just pass a person off. I want to see them fully through. So that was definitely another big thing that I took into consideration.
Well, thank you for sharing. And was it tough for you to make this call? I mean, like you said, you were told since God knows how long that you wanted to go onto this path, that you got to go to med school, you should go to med school. But like, is that really something you wanted?
It was definitely very hard. And I think it was because it was hard to make that decision, because I wanted people to see that I was capable of doing it. I am capable of going to med school. So I think that was the hardest part, is like realizing, hey, you are capable, but you don't want to. Like, that's not what you're meant to do.
Absolutely.
So I think that was the hardest part, is like taking that step back and being like, yeah, you can do it, but is that really what you want to do?
Well, I'm glad you had the courage to do that, because I feel like not many people have the courage to realize that it's not for them. And certainly for you, in this case, it wasn't for you. Med school, I'm sure absolutely you probably would most definitely get in, but it's all about, it's your job, it's passion. If you find that you see yourself more fitted in the PT side, that's spectacular. And I think patients are going to really love you in that field.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
I think they will. You mentioned that you are a personal trainer, and I've been following a bit on your little progress on that when you were getting certified as a personal trainer. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to describe that process?
Yeah, so I actually took the self-study kind of journey. I've always been very passionate about fitness and health, so I did a lot of research myself, and I actually signed up for a course through the National Academy of Sports Medicine, and it's a self-paced course, so I would study while I could. So a lot of the time in Morocco, I was actually reading a huge textbook.
Oh, I know. She brought that. I'm not kidding. That book was thick. Like, she brought that book to like breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
No joke.
Brought it to the Sahara Desert.
She did. She did.
That book traveled with me everywhere. But no, it was great because I get to read the whole thing. I read every single page from the cover to the back, and it taught me a lot of stuff. So I took it at my own pace, and everyone kind of does it differently. I didn't want to rush it because I knew I had time, and I was like, I'm not going to take this until I know I'm ready and I know I'm capable of doing it. And I think I could have taken the exam even without reading the book and have been fine, but I thought it added me more value to read the book and take the exam after that. This way I can utilize the concepts that I learned throughout the book. So I did all that studying, and then last semester at the end, I actually took the exam. It was an online proctor exam. I took that and I was certified. I passed the exam, and
I'm so slow at always touching these buttons.
No, it's okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. I was very nervous, and I had a lot of people. I think I was nervous because there was a lot of pressure on me because a lot of people knew that I was going for my personal trainer, because I'm very active on social media about like everything I'm doing fitness related, and my studying and stuff like that. So it made me a little nervous because I was like, if I don't pass, people are going to judge me. But no, I passed, and I immediately started working in the campus center as a personal trainer. I told Shannon right away when I passed, and she was like, that's amazing. Okay, you're hired. Let's do this.
I was about to say, if you want to shout yourself out, she works as a personal trainer in the campus center.
Yes, please sign up. We love having people sign up. It's our favorite thing.
Good. And do you have like a favorite part about being a personal trainer? I know you're very like new to it, especially here on campus. If you want to lay that out.
Yeah, so definitely probably my favorite part is just building the connections with people. I love when someone's like, oh, I can't do something, or I'm not going to be able to get there. And I'm like, you know what? You're wrong. You're actually wrong. You are going to get there, and we are going to do it. So let's do this. Like, it doesn't matter how long it takes, right? We're going to try. We're going to attempt. And we fail 10 times, maybe on the 11th, we'll get there. But that's definitely my favorite part, is like seeing the progress and being like, you can do it. The things you doubt yourself, they're just doubts, but you're capable.
Mm-hmm. I think it's so funny because you on this episode, you've been talking about how like you didn't go to med school, and like originally you wanted to because you were afraid of people judging you. And then like for personal training, trying to be certified, you were a little nervous passing it because you're like, are people going to judge me for not passing it? And it's just like this full 180 where it's like you judge yourself, but you don't judge others. You're like, all right, no, that's a lie. You can't do that. You can do that. So I think it's really ironic because I feel like you should use that own motivation that you have putting on others to yourself, because I think it certainly is very effective.
Yeah. What they say, right? You're your own harshest critic.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that goes with a lot of people. I try not to be, but it's so hard because I'm like, no, you can do better. You can do better. Let's see. Let's show people. Let's prove. But
I certainly would want you as my trainer if you're going to be that pushing.
Oh, yeah. You should sign up.
Sign up, guys. All right. So as a junior, we're rolling into our senior year very, very soon. So that's very exciting. Do you have any advice that you would give your freshman year self?
Take it one day at a time. One day at a time, because life, especially college, goes by so fast. So fast. When they told me that like college goes by fast, I was like, oh, like, yeah, it does. Like, it'll be fine, but like not that fast. Like, I got time. Here I am applying to grad school. What? I was just an 18-year-old coming to college. That makes no sense to me at all. So just appreciate every single day. Take it one day at a time. Enjoy the day. Reflect on the day. What would you learn from? Make new friends. Appreciate all the different opportunities that you're given, even if you don't choose to do them. And definitely a big thing that I've learned, and I've only learned recently, but like we say, everything takes time, is learn how to say no. That's a huge thing. learn how to say no.
Was there an instance where you really felt like you needed to apply this?
Definitely with all the clubs I'm in, I need to learn how to say no. Like I can't take on all these leadership positions. So knowing when to take a step back and be like, no. So for example, orientation. I was one of the few, if not the only senior that has done orientation for the past 3 years. And they were like, you should apply for the lead orientation guide, which is like the lead, the lead orientation guide they put on everything.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? That'd be great. Another leadership position, right? But then I was like, no, that's not what I want to do, because as a lead orientation guide, you don't get to talk with the students. You don't get to form that connection. And I told them, I was like, that's not who I am. I do a lot better when I'm talking with the students and building that connection. So as much as I would love that position, I don't think it's for me. And so I think learning how to know your strengths versus your weaknesses and learn when to say no. And also just, for example, I have to take a step back from some of the clubs I'm in this upcoming year. Like, for example, Pulse.
Yes. So sad. So sad.
I know, it's so sad. I love it so much. And I will always support it. I bought my chocolate bars today. You should buy your chocolate bars.
Oh, yeah. How have I not done this? Yeah.
Yes.
Right? Yeah,
Make
guys,
sure you buy them.
You'll see some members around holding a World's Finest chocolate bar box. It's purple and it's $2 a bar. Inflation. And that's, but it's pretty good, and you should buy some because it helps support a good group of a club that provides medical care to other countries.
Yeah. And shout out the wafer bars. Those are really good.
Actually, you're a wafer bar lover?
Oh, very much. I was digging through the box. I was like, where are the wafers?
Did you see that they changed the chocolate, the dark chocolate one?
Yeah, they added
pretzels.
Yeah, pretzels in it, but there was no dark chocolate.
There's only like 4.
I went to go find them. They were gone. I was like, what? Who took them all? Who took them all? Because I'm going to find them.
All right. We digress.
Yes.
I wanted to reel it back in a bit about, you mentioned about how you want to take one day at a time, slowly. How do you manage to, how do you manage your time here, especially with all the classes you're in and all the clubs you're in? And I don't know, like, expand on that.
It's definitely very hard, and it's a very big challenge. I'm not going to lie. It's not easy. So I don't want people to think it's easy for me, because it's really not. And I think that's something I had to reflect on a lot. And being a medical biology major, the classes are not easy, especially the last semester I was taking 3 labs. This semester I'm still taking like AP and P2, which is a challenging course.
Absolutely.
And some other courses as well that are still challenging. And with all the different clubs, it's all about balance and delegating. So what I try to do is I set time aside for myself. So I have an Outlook calendar that I always follow. I put literally everything on it. So I usually wake up probably about 5 a.m. to start my day.
Damn.
Yeah. I start off with my exercise. So whether I'm swimming, biking, running, lifting, start that off. And then I go to class. And if I don't have class, then I'm in the commons studying. And then I continue with class and continue on with studying. It really depends on the day until it hits like 3 p.m. Then I go to the gym again, get my lift in usually. And then after that, I go to my clubs if I have club stuff. So each night, I usually have a club event every single night of the week. And I try to look at them and plan them to make sure they're all on separate days and different times, so I can attend to every single one. And then I go to dinner with my friends, usually my favorite part. Who doesn't love a good family dinner, right?
Right. Exactly.
It's probably my favorite part of the day. And then wrap up the day with more studying and try to get back to my room by 10 at the latest and go to bed. So it's a very long day, but I think in knowing what's adding value into my life is a huge thing.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I assume you go to the gym to de-stress. Do you do anything else to try to de-stress, to, yeah, like I said, manage your day so you're not completely overwhelmed throughout the whole day?
Yeah, so if I'm not going to the gym, like a good walk outside, whether I'm walking down Hills Beach or I'm walking at Freddie Beach, so that's super nice, just enjoying like the weather. So on a beautiful day, that's definitely something I like to do, or just sitting at the beach and trying to read a book. I'm not a huge book reader, but I like to try.
Yeah, at least you're trying.
Yeah. Recently, my roommate, Cassidy, has been doing watercolor as a de-stressor. So I've been doing that with her, and that has been really fun. And I didn't know that I was a big watercolor person, but that's super nice to just sit down and like watercolor and then like talk about like your life and your day and how everything's been going. It's definitely something that I usually look forward to.
Exciting. Well, those are some good ideas for ways to de-stress. Hopefully people are interested in some of those ideas that you bring up. Personally, I'm not a big art person.
Okay, well, I wasn't a big art person either, but you should try it.
Okay, I did watercoloring for this scientific illustration course.
It's different when it's not for a class.
I was about to say that. I think the fact that it was graded was like my idea, where it was like I don't want to do this. Like, it was stressing me out because you can only do so much with watercolor, and if you mess up, you mess up, and you can't really fix it. So
yeah.
I always hate art.
Well, you can
except
go at
music.
your own pace with it.
So the thing with me is I'm very like, I don't want to say like rushy, but I have to move around a lot. So when it comes to assignments, especially like art, so I cannot sit still and wait. I can't. I have to like get that stuff done. Like, I can't sit and wait for this paint to dry. Like, that's a waste of my time right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
But so art is not for everyone.
That
but
is fair.
you have other options, guys. Other options. Okay. And so I don't know if people also know this. You're training for something, right? You're training.
I am.
Okay. Do you want to spill that a bit?
Okay. So I am currently training for an Ironman 70.3.
And do you want to, for those who don't know what an Ironman is, do you want to break that down?
Yeah, so an Ironman is basically a fitness competition that consists of swimming, running, and biking.
Mm-hmm.
So the Ironman is like a full thing. The 70.3 is the half Ironman. So that consists of 1.2 miles swimming, 56 miles biking, and a 13.1 mile run. And those are all straight back to back to back. So you do it consistently and you try to do it as fast as you can to get a really quick time if possible. So it definitely is going to be very interesting because I haven't done something like that at all. I've done other things. I've competed in 2 high rocks. I did one when I was abroad. Ethan actually went to.
Yes, it was in Spain. Her and Dan did really well.
Yeah, it's so much fun. And I got to do the other one in Boston with Dan as well.
And I'm sure you guys did even better.
We did. We actually beat our time.
Good.
Yeah.
Good work, guys.
Yeah. And then in October, I ran the main marathon off a coin flip.
I was about to bring that up because because you've done half marathons. And then randomly, I remember sitting in bed and I went on my Instagram and said, I saw your caption for something regarding the marathon. And I said, what? I was like, when did Alyssa train for a marathon? You did it, right? You didn't really train for it.
No, I did not.
And how was that?
It was, okay, so.
I'm sure it was brutal.
It was a very eventful kind of day. So you want to hear how I started. So I wake up. It's like really early in the morning because the course starts at like 7 in the morning and it's in Portland. And I had my friend's birthday party the night before. So I was already up till like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's like, this is not going to be great. But it's okay because I decided on that Friday before that I was going to run the marathon. So it's Sunday morning. I go to Portland and I'm already like running late. It's like 5 minutes till it starts. And there is no parking. I'm stressing. I'm like, where am I going to park? Where am I going to go? Because I drove my car there. Like, I didn't have anyone to drop me off. So, like, where am I going to park? Like, like there's no parking and I have 5 minutes until the race starts. Find a place to park, literally run to the race start line.
She's already running.
I'm already running. I was like, this is gonna be great, right? I get there, I look at my phone because, mind you, I hadn't been on my phone because I was rushing around. My phone's at 20%.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember this.
Yeah, so it was at 20%, even though I charged it the night before. So I am running, right? Listening to music a little bit, but I didn't listen to music the first 5 miles because I was like, I can't have my phone die. Like,
Right.
how am I going to communicate to my friends who are going to be at the finish line? And I'm like, okay, but now I need to start listening to music because I'm getting a little bored, which is okay. So I put on music and I'm running and my phone starts to die. My phone is currently at 2%. So I call my friend Owen because he's the most likely to answer out of the friend group. And he was with everyone. I call him. I'm like, hey, just so you know, my phone is at 2% and I'm only at mile 10. And he was like, oh, it's okay. You got this. One step at a time, one step at a time. So to this day when I'm running and I don't want to run, I always say one step at a time because I really like that motto that he was saying, one step at a time. And I like remind myself throughout that because my phone died. So I had no music, nothing to communicate. So that was like not fun because I had nothing. And it got to the point that I was fine. Like my legs weren't cramping, like nothing was hurting like that. But I got really bad chafing in my legs to the point that they were like blistering. So I had to stop at a medic tent and be like, do you have any Vaseline? And they gave me some Vaseline, but it wasn't until like mile 20. So mind you, that whole part of my leg was just like all friction burn. And I couldn't even walk, take a step because there was so much pain just from that. It wasn't pain in my legs from running. I wasn't out of breath, but that was the worst part. So definitely I recommend if you run a marathon, wear long biker shorts down to your knees because who cares about what you look like? Trust me, it will save your legs. And I will be doing that next time I run a marathon, wearing long biker shorts because that is definitely the only thing that slowed me down because I couldn't even take a step without it being pain. Also, I decided to buy new shoes as well. So I was running in brand new sneakers that I had never run before.
So
And
yeah, there are a lot of factors in this race.
there was a lot of factors. So it's like the signing up literally a day before off a coin flip because Jaden was like, flip a coin if you run it. And then it landed on that I run it. So then I was like, okay, I have to. So the coin flip, the sneakers, the new outfit that messed up my legs, the dead phone.
I don't know what's worse, getting like chafing and like splinters or like running with no music. I can't pick.
It was a double like combo, but like it was still so much fun. I was like, I did that, like, and I did this in with all these factors. Like, imagine if like everything had worked out the way I wanted it to.
Well, I hope you had like a good meal after.
Oh, I did. I can't even actually. No, actually, I did not because I was so bloated from all the stuff that I was eating. Actually, like all the gels and everything like that. It made me so bloated, so I wasn't really hungry. But then I had dinner at the dining hall, which was like fine, but I couldn't walk. So I was like wobbling around.
Well, congratulations for at least completing the marathon.
Oh, well, thank you.
Good for you. Before we wrap it up, is there anything you would like to leave to the listeners? Any advice, recommendations, tips?
I think just put yourself out there. I highly recommend that you get involved. Join clubs because that's how you get to meet people. That's how I got to meet you, Ethan. It's through clubs, right? And I think you get to learn so much about yourself and you can show your personality. And I think that's a huge thing is in college is a lot of people hide their personality because they don't want to be judged.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I think that is something that we need to start getting rid of, the stigma about being judged about whatever you're doing, what you're wearing, what you're saying. Be who you are. Like, I tell this to my orientation students every time, every group. There's always going to be someone out there saying, doing, or thinking something about you. So just be who you are, because at that point, there's always going to be someone. So if you're who you are, you're going to attract the right people.
That's great advice. Good way to end the episode.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for listening to 3Ps in a Podcast. And of course, thank you for listening to our wonderful guest, Alyssa. And thank you, Alyssa, for taking the time out of your day to chat with me.
Thank you, Ethan. I appreciate it.
Of course. I hope you learned a thing or two from them and hopefully found them as someone you can look up to or can relate to. A big thank you to my good friend Avery for producing the intro and outro jingle, currently studying at Berklee College of Music and Arts. Another thank you to my good friend Miranda, graphic designer, for creating the amazing logo. If you want to check out more of her work, you can find her on Instagram at miranda.madeit. Have a spectacular day, afternoon, night, and next time we'll be back with a whole new guest.